That boy. Oh, transformations. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hey there, Ray. Hey there, Linda. Heir to Healthy Hair. China, how are you? Anthony Arnaud, thank you for joining. Get him, Ray. Get him, shot. Hey, man, if you're around the salon, man, come through, man. I got to give you something. If you anywhere around the shop. Hello, Justful. Thank you for joining. Hey there, China. How's it going in Chicago? Guys, I'll go ahead and get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining. 2 topics for today. Hey there, Miss Mona T back there. Hey, you're running out. I need to see you by Friday. I need to see something. Tag me in something. Great to have you this past weekend or this past Monday or Sunday. So hello there, Tara Lynn, Showtime 23. Thank you for the purple or blue hearts over there. Hello. Guys, 2 topics for today. I got you. That's what's up. 2 topics. Number 1, Bronner Brothers. And number 2, we want to talk a little bit about branding. And honestly, you could talk about branding till the cows come home. But I want to make maybe one point about branding that I think that could help the tribe out there. First off, Bronner Brothers. You know, over the years, man, and I've been in Georgia my entire career. So I hear a lot of people around the country, around the world, that say things, and to be honest, they say things that are a little bit negative about Bronner. And I ask people, well, are you coming to Bronner Brother? Nah, I don't come to that show because of XYZ or 1, 2, 3. And I just want to talk a little bit about Bronner Brothers and how I think if you are a stylist in the country, out of the country, if you are a stylist that deals with black hair, curly hair, textured hair, dark hair, global textures, I think if you're interested in unique branding ideas and how folks can, independent companies and product lines that maybe you're not as familiar with, like the big box brands. I think if you are, if you are dealing with natural hair, locks, twists, fro, texture of any sort, if you are a barber of any kind, in the country, clippers, tools, products, education, tips, tricks. Guys, if you are interested in networking with other professionals that do what you do, service how you service, look how you look. If you're interested in makeup, my goodness, that is a huge part of the Bronner Brothers show at this point. If you're looking to outfit your salon with creative ways and different ways to decor out your salon, all these things are available at this show. Now, the thing that I hear a lot about, and I'm just going to be very frank, I hear things like, well, Bronner Brothers is ghetto. I've literally heard that term, and I've never said that. And I wonder, like, let's kind of dissect what we're talking about, because I've been to every show in the country, West Coast, East Coast. I've been to every type of show, and there's still very much a white show, black show, this kind of show, professional show. And if you're going to a trade show, I mean, where trade, you know what I mean? Everybody out there. Not if you're going to like a Paul Mitchell gathering. Shout out to anybody that attended the Paul Mitchell gathering over the weekend. If you're going to a Veda, I think it's called Summit or whatever, where the company gives their own event. Dudley has an event. Influence has an event every year. Design Essentials. But if you're going to a trade show where all of the companies are gathered and meeting at a show, they're all pretty much the same. You know what I mean? They're all the belief that if you go to Premiere and if you go to IBS and if you go to this show, that somehow Bronner is different is comical to me, because it's the same show. It's the same idea. It's a bunch of hairdressers. It's a bunch of, very people that live out loud, very expressive, very colorful, very free thinking. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be going to the show in Birmingham. I missed Premiere this year in Orlando. I just left last year New Orleans for the Behind the Chair event. It's hair shows. It's trade shows. It's the same thing. So I think that somehow the fact that Bronner Brothers is a predominantly, who are these people? Evidently, they have not been to Bronner Brothers show. I hear it a lot, and that's what my channel is about. Thank you. I'm so sick of people bastardizing the Bronner show. Thank you. It's really bad. It's really, really bad, and I think it's some self-hate going on inside of that badgering. I think it's the idea that the show is brown people primarily, that the vendors are people of color primarily, that the city is a very chocolate city like Atlanta, Georgia, black mayor, black chief of police. I think that people have a very negative connotation, but I think it's got to do with them more than it's got to do with the show. And especially people that have not attended, hey, T. Millie, that have not attended the show in a very long time. Like, this show is very, very, very different. And they're really increasing the amount of variety that's on the floor. So many small business companies are out there on the floor. I've heard that kind of got lack with education and teaching new things. That's not true. That's not true. That's just simply not true. That people believe that, listen, it's just a lot of things to be distracted on the floor. It's a lot of things on the floor to be distracted with. It's a lot of things to see and things to get involved in, and people forget that there are literally hundreds of educational classes happening on the next floor up. But people do the same thing at Premiere. They do the same thing at IBS. They do the same thing at the Sabi show. They do the same thing at so many other shows. Is they forget that the show is twofold. That it's product on the floor, or people displaying product, and then there's education. So that's not Bronner Brothers doing that. That's people coming and not being focused on what they got to do. They are providing a show. So many classes, it's hard to choose. Well, hard to choose and not available is two entirely different things, because they are certainly available. And when I just think about my career in particular, not only because I'm close to Atlanta, but when I think about the things that I've been able to do, if I knew you was teaching, I would come truthfully. This is good to know. I am not actually going to be teaching at the show, but I will be at the show, and I will be having my workshop in Columbus, which is an hour and a half south in the city in Columbus. Right, this is the type of scope I'm into. Yes, I will be having a class in Columbus during the same weekend, but everybody that I know that's in education they're doing something this weekend. They're doing something this weekend. When I think about the barbering, the makeup, the color, the hair cutting, the relaxing, the updos when I did updos, the extensions when I did that. When I think about how much I've learned over the years, there hasn't been one show like Bronner that has given me that much. That show has introduced me to a huge percentage of my network of people around the world, a huge percentage of what I understand about hair. And to hear folks say that they're not going to go to it, I think they're really missing out. If you have that mentality, if you're watching this in the replay, I don't work for Bronner Brothers at all. I don't get anything from this. I just keep hearing that. I'm asking people, asking friends, like, yo, are you coming? Are you coming to the show? Are you coming to the event? And they're like, nah, I don't come to that show. I'm going to this one. And I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the same idea, except the population on the floor looks different. But the idea of a show and half-naked men, half-naked women, that's in both shows. People that's there to party only, that's in both shows. People that's there just to buy a bunch of product and not learn, that's in both shows. That's in the world. You know what I mean? Right, I'm screaming at the screen right now. You are so correct. That's at both shows. Like, it doesn't matter. And there's a misconception that a certain kind of show that is attended by a certain kind of person that, listen, it's diversion of major product lines. Let's not get confused that we're going into a professional store and they're keeping everything private to us. They're not. They're not. It's in CVS. Like, let's keep it really real. Like, the industry is not this separate the way we talk about it. It's not. It's a bunch of hairstylists. It's the same deal. And I've sat in events where it was nothing but people that look like me, and I've sat in plenty events where nobody looked like me. So I just want to give a plug, man, for Bronner Brothers. I'm not doing an event there. I have worked the show over the years plenty times for major brands, for independent brands, for friends. I've done it. There was even a possibility I was going to help somebody this time, but guys, if you have an opportunity to get there, especially if you're in the Atlanta area, that's the thing that really bugs me out. Is there's a kind of I don't know, a mentality. I don't go to that show. I'm like, you're in Atlanta, and 50,000 hairdressers are about to go to the World Trade Center, the World Congress Center, and talk about this industry. Some of the biggest guns in the world are going to be there this weekend, guys. If you can make it, I would say make it. If you see me on the floor, stop me. I literally go to the show to be personable, to reach out to the people, to talk to individuals. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there Saturday. I'm going to try to be there Sunday. But I have an event here on Monday, but definitely all day Saturday. And I would just encourage you to get there, meet the people, meet the educators, go to the classes. So many of the classes are free. Most of them cost you nothing to attend. Like, that's crazy. These hundreds of classes on business, health, color, cutting, texture, locks, barbering, makeup, all of that's going to be happening at the World Congress Center, World Congress Center in downtown Atlanta. And I don't know, I just don't hear enough people going to it. And I hear some people almost like copying other people. We don't go to, what you mean we don't go to that show? It's one of the only shows, guys, that is catered to textured hair. It is the #1 show. It might be the only. I'm talking about where the floor, they embrace the very varieties of Latin hair, African descent, West Indian ideas of how they tackle hair, be it the Dominican blowout or locks or new dread, or how to deal with biracial textures or braiding or stitching or locking or twisting or Marcel curling and short styles and cutting textured hair, froze. There's no other place that's going to be talking about it. There's no other place, guys. Some people forget where they came. I don't know, Moni. I don't know, but it's a bad deal. And if you want to get a shot of an injection of inspiration, of enthusiasm, I would really make my way out to Atlanta, man. I would really make my way out to the A, because it happens twice a year, right? That every, a lot of shows are doing that now. Bronner has been doing that for years to give you 2 opportunities, one in February and one in August, to come. And I think that mentally is why they didn't have the Proud Ladies show in Chicago this year. I don't know. But our support of folk out there, and I say I'm talking to the tribe, and I know the tribe is out there. I'm not, listen, I can, if Fraggle Rock hair was hot, I'll do that. But I do think that there are some unique opportunities in certain cultures. There are some unique textures associated with hair of certain cultures. And this show, guys, really gives you the widest range of doing straight, wavy, kinky, and curly in one event. And if you can make it, I would do that. My second point, and I'll be out of here, is I want to talk a little bit about branding. There's a lot of conversation about that topic. Okay, I'm convinced to go now. You got me. Branding. What is branding? You know, and people want to talk about my brand. But branding. Let's talk about two different ways that we've heard the word before. In particular, a brand like for cattle, you know, or for animals. You have farms and things, and the farms are ran by a family or a certain group or a culture. Let's say it was the Miller Stevenson farm, right? So you might have an M and an S, and they brand the cow, right? They brand the cow, they brand the livestock in order to identify who this belongs to, who Miller Farm. You know, I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you. So they'll brand it and say, okay, well, this is the Miller Stevenson cattle. This is their hogs. This is their whatever land. You'll see a brand maybe in the grass. I don't know, but that I know we hear that terminology, branding, right? And another way that we talk about branding, especially, I think this is unique to, I could be wrong. I got somebody in here now that's from HBCU culture. I am not, but I've been around it for most of my life. Is you'll see fraternities and some sororities, but you'll see them getting a brand, right? You'll see them having Greek letters branded on them, or sometimes you'll even see, well, let's just keep it there. You'll see branding, and you'll see a Sigma brand or a Kappa brand or an Alpha brand or an Omega brand, right? And they, with very similar in culture, they brand the person, and you see that even if the person has on a suit, even if they have on any kind of apparel, if you saw that brand, you kind of associate, sometimes stereotypical, but you associate, oh, I know how he get down, right? Because he's an Omega. I know how she get down. Okay, I see the Sigma or the Delta brand, you know what I mean? I've even seen it on women. Zeta brand, right? So I looked up the word brand, and brand, it comes from the word burn. B-U-R-N, it comes from the word burn. So branding or brand comes from the word burn. Or when somebody says, I am branding my business, what we're trying to do, guys, is to burn an image, burn a reputation, burn a set of characteristics of our business in the mind of the consumer. Oftentimes I hear people talking about their brand as if it is the thing that they do. I'm going to quote the philosophical Cash Parrish, and he said this one time, and I was like, man, write that down. And he's talked about it on his channel. He says your brand is not that they think of you. He said the brand is what they think when they think of you. Let me say that again. Your brand is not that they think of you. Your brand is truly what they think when they think of you. So somebody said, well, Ray, I want to work on my branding. Now, here's the point I think I really want to make. I don't care what you're into. I don't care if it's building a small business, building a network marketing, not the symbol. No, not the symbol. Because I'm using it as an example to talk about a brand on a person, a brand on, but that is a symbol. But the symbol represents a characteristic, a trait, a way that they operate and function, a destination on where they come from or where they're going or where they belong to, not just the symbol, right? Not just the symbol. When you see the Nike swoosh, that's a logo, but that's not necessarily the brand. The brand is not sneakers. It's not athletic wear. It's not really headbands and wristbands. Nike's branding is about winners. It's about winning. So Nike has burned that image subconsciously and consciously in our mind to connect their brand with athletes, people that are winning, people that are about victory or succeeding or winning. So much so that recently Nike has even given a shoe to an entertainer, Kevin Hart, a comedian. He's got his own sneaker because the boy's brand aligns with Nike, who is about winning. Chick-fil-A's brand, guys, is not a chicken sandwich. It's not waffle fries. It's not lemonade. Yes, it evokes a connection to a feeling. So Chick-fil-A, their brand is not the food. Chick-fil-A's brand is sincerity, care, my pleasure, details. When I see your shirt, I see education and leadership by the shirt you wear. Is that it? Absolutely. Right? In the drive-thru now. Mercedes brand is not vehicles, engines, tires, steering wheels, leather seats. That's not what it is. Their brand is about luxury living. BMW is about people that are really into the ultimate driving machine. So the branding is about this backdrop, guys. This other thing versus what you do. The brand is truly how you do it. So when somebody wants to work on their brand, sometimes I hear people asking me, well, how to take better pictures? Well, how to do better hair because I want to work on my brand. I'm like, that's not the brand. That's not the brand. Now let me give one more example. Apple's brand is not iPhones or computers or iPads. That's the commodity that they sell. And many people sell phones. A lot of people sell pads. A lot of people sell computers. But a lot of people sell MP3 players. But Apple's true brand is not even technology because many people sell technology. Their brand is truly about servicing a consumer that is into the design and simplicity of technology. Like they're about luxurious looking and feeling product. They are much more important to, Steve Jobs said before he died, don't ever give the iPhone another button. It doesn't need more than one button. He was very adamant about that because he knew that the movement and the feeling of man doesn't need to go, it needs to be simple. So especially if you study that story, man, if you study the story of Apple. So I could go on and on. Now here's the thing that's deep. When it comes to hairstylists, many of us are trying to work on our brand. When it comes to small business people, period, many people are trying to work on their brand. But simultaneously, they don't want to open up and let people know who they are. They're working on their brand by only showcasing the hair. That's all they want to showcase. And it's like, that's not the brand. The brand is, what do you believe? What do you think? How is your life? What are you about? And people are like, I don't want to show that. I don't want to show that. I don't want to turn the video to me. I don't want to show my life. I don't want to show my business. I don't want to show my mission statement. I don't want to come up with that. All I want to do is do hair, cut hair, do makeup, do nails, do tattoos, cut grass, build computers. I'm like, well, people don't buy into the thing you do. They buy into truly why you do it, how you do it. What is your reason for doing it? That's your brand. When you say somebody's name, you think, oh, I know what they're about. When you see the logo, it's like, if all we're showcasing, guys, is the work, then what I'm telling you is, not only are you not working on your brand, you don't have one. So when you look at conversion, you're like, I don't understand why it's not working. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you're about. Nobody knows why you named the business that. Why did you name it that? Why? What's your motto? What's your slogan? What are you about? Nike, just do it. Winning. You see the commercial? It's so much so you can start seeing how the commercial look. You like, oh man, I know what this is about. That's a Nike commercial. You see you see where they're going because they have branded why they do things. If you just go to Apple's website, you like, yo, they are about clean. They are about straight to the point. They have a brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to speak to him, Tip. So somebody said, well, Ray, what advice would you give me on your brand? Stop focusing on what you do. Stop focusing on the thing that you do. And focus on relaying to people in any way possible why you're doing it. But then you got to have a why. You got to have a real reason, right? You got to have a reason other than I like to do hair. You got to have a reason other than I used to play on Barbie dolls. You got to have a reason other than I was tired of working for Raymond and I got my own spot. You got to have a real reason. And if you don't have a reason, some people don't have nothing to put up but. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to put up but the hair, the art, supposedly. And it's like, trust me. You want to get better conversion. You want to get better clients. Clients don't buy commodity. They buy and invest in the product or the true product, which is your brand, which is the reasons why. There's a certain person who just they will never go to Walmart if they got to. Like, I get anxieties when I go to the Walmart parking lot. On the same token, when I walk in Target, I feel a level of calm. I feel happy. I get the popcorn. I walk around, but I don't feel that when I go in Walmart. But their brand is, yo, we're just here to sell you whatever's on the shelf, versus I just subliminally feel when I walk in Target, they're truly there to help me. They're truly going to walk me over to where things are. Now, that's just how they do it. When you go to Best Buy, they have a brand on how they're doing it, right? There's a way that they do things. Chipotle does things a certain way. You know the food is going to be fresh. Their brand is they're cooking the food right behind them, so you know. But on the same token, if you go to McDonald's at 10:30 at night, the brand is we don't really care. So you don't know what the heck you're going to get when you go to McDonald's. And you know I haven't been oftentimes disappointed when I go to a Chick-fil-A, when I go to a Chipotle, when I go to a Five Guys, because their brand is about quality ingredients. They care about the customer, right? So branding, true branding is you got to open up. You got to tell them why. You got to tell your story. Why did you do this? Who are you doing it for? Come on, man. You gotta actually show them where you're going. Who is your client? Who are you servicing? How old is she? What does she do when she's not at the salon? Is she working? Is she not working? Do you service men? Are you all about natural or holistic hair care? Are you all about socialite hair that's full extensions and it's about the party? Is your mission about servicing the church-going client? Is Is it about speed? Is your brand about one-on-one? Is it about teamwork? What's your brand? Celebrity. I want to do luxury. I want to be affordable. It's not, listen, stop posting hair, guys. Stop. For just a minute. And think about, just go look at some of the brands you follow. And see if Target is posting the shelves. Go watch them on Instagram. See if Chipotle is posting the food necessarily. They're not. See if Gucci is posting a closet full of bags. They're not. Do you do one-on-one coaching? I do. They're not, guys. They're branding. They're trying to brand or burn in somebody's head. So that means if you don't have that, take time to define who you are and where you're going and what you're doing. Then use social media, hand-to-hand media, marketing, events. Go out and find and relay to your client, after you define who your client is, what your true brand is, how much you charge for one-on-one. Hit me in my email, go to my Instagram, and just go to my contact information. If you want to do one-on-one coaching, guys, just hit that in my email and we can talk to you there. I don't necessarily talk about pricing and things like that on Periscope, but thank you for your interest. Guys, I can't overstate that sitting with both groups. I just had another class that came in. Shout out to everybody that's coming this weekend. Mo, Daria, that's coming through, man. I'm excited to have you guys. But we're going to be talking. We're going to talk about, listen, branding. I want to learn a new thing to help my brand. You want to learn a new technique? No, that's not what you want to do. Just get in front of the camera. Get online. Look, are you about family? Or are you in the middle of Vegas and it's all about partying? My brand is about partying. It's okay. But I know what it is. We don't really want to be exposed, or we don't want to be transparent or vulnerable or people to see who we really are. We don't want to believe that that's important, so we keep buying more curling irons, more color, more shears, more fancy clothes. And it's like, that's not, great businesses are defined by why they do it and how they do it versus the thing that they're selling. So I can't stress that enough. Guys, when we work on Torgano education, I could post hair all day long, but that's not really what we're about. Our brand is about truly removing the stress, the anxiety, the unsureness, the inconsistency, the fear, the doubt that exists amongst our community. So our true branding, guys, is about better lives. That's the true thing that we're doing. So we try to display that in any way possible through communication, through Periscope, through anything to show that's what we're really about. So what is your thing? Somebody said, I got a weave company. That's fine. That's the commodity. But what are you doing? What are you doing with the weave? Thank you for that, Daria. Thank you. I just appreciate you guys. What about I want to do short hair. Okay, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to bring the confidence back in women and let them know it's not really about length? Let them know that a precision cut can stand on its own, and that, I really want to showcase their beautiful faces, so I want to take the hair away. I really want to showcase color because I think color is lively and people can respond to color. Have a reason and talk about that. Even if you don't want to talk about it online, I don't know why you wouldn't, but even if you don't want to talk about it online, at least let it be crystal clear to your staff. Let it be crystal clear to your clients. Let it be crystal clear to your potential clients and people. Listen, somebody say, well, I don't really want to have one definition because I want to do everybody. I want to do everything. I want to do pastors, and I want to do athletes, and I want to do street people, and I want to do corporate people. And it's like, you could do that. But Robert Crumans has another great quote. He says, man, if you're everything to everybody, then you'll wind up being nothing to no one. I don't want to pick a lane. You got to pick a lane. Hey, Race Up, man. Good afternoon from Awesome, you're on. Thank you for that, man. You can't be, thank you for that, RB Styles. You can't be everything to everybody because you're going to be nothing to no one. Nobody's going to say, well, that's my guy. That's my thing. Listen, think about great restaurants, clothing companies, technology companies. Like, people stand outside of the Apple store for hours. They stand overnight. I don't remember doing that for no Nokia phone. I don't remember doing that for no daggone Kyocera. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember people standing outside the Kyocera store till 1 and 2 in the morning. I don't remember that. I don't think they did that. I don't think. People go to the opening of Chick-fil-A like it's a major restaurant. Like, you've woken up on a Sunday and had your mouth all ready for Chick-fil-A and realized they were closed and you was like, oh, damn. Why? Because you want their experience, their food, the way that they do it. And I don't know if we did that for Burger King. I don't know. I don't know if I did that for any other place, but that's why they're so successful. That's why they're so successful. Somebody said, well, man, your branding is how you service the people. That don't matter. Your branding is how you look, because how you look lets the people know how important looks are to them. That don't matter. It's just about the hair. It's not. Your branding is about your consistent product usage. Not that you got a bunch of products, is that you stick to something. You pick something. You pick the lane. I'm only going to use 1, 2, 3 products. This is it. This is what we're rolling with. Well, man, I like to keep everything because you just never know. That's why it's not working. That's why you're not selling retail. That's why you're not rebooking. That's why you're not pre-booking. Man, you gotta, come on, man. Guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Protect your branding. Think about the word burn. It comes from the word burn. Stamp, right? Stamp it on their mind what you're about. Guys, you've never heard me talk about platform artistry. You've never heard me really talk about photo shoot work. You've never heard me talk about theater. You've never heard me talk about television. You've never heard me talk about doing hair for films, mortuary signs. You've never heard me talk about, you know what though? I've done all of those things. But we picked a lane with Torregano Education and said we're about better hairdressers, better salons, and better lives. Well, what about the other stuff? We're going to let somebody else do that. We're going to stay in this lane, and we're going to keep finding the people that want to do this. I want to learn about being a platform artist. Let me instruct you to go talk to my partner, man, Oliver Adams, man. He is a platform artist for a major company. You can't show me. I could, but that's not what we do. You could get a burger at Chick-fil-A, but you'll never get a burger at Chick-fil-A because they picked the lane. I'm crossing the lines, guys, but I really want to stress, like, branding is not the commodity, guys. The true product is intangible. It's not the thing. And this is why I know people that are so talented, but are not booked. Now, this is going to really speak to somebody. You know somebody that's really good, but their business is not successful. And then on the same token, there's other people who are not talented, technically, as the next person. They're not as strong as the next person, but they always got clients. They're always booked. They're very successful. Huh? You got people that do one thing and focus and are booked, and then other people that they got a menu this long and nobody's in the chair. You're like, damn, how's that working? You do 30 things and nobody's in the chair. She just does blowouts and she's booked solid. She just does extensions and she's booked solid. People rave and wait, and if she's gone, I remember one girl, she was sick for like 3 months. All of her clients started getting braids. They was like, we just gonna wait till she get back sick. I'm like, you know, there's a bunch of other salons you can go to. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere until, let's say if it was Tiffany. Whenever Tiffany come back, that's when I'm gonna get back. And I'm like, wow, she's branded something in your mind to say she's the only choice. Man, she's the only choice. I'm not going to nobody else. Let me give you my card. Man, I go to Tiffany. I don't go to nobody else. I mean, I could do it just as, look, I stick to who I stick to. And I'm telling you guys, when they start talking like that, it's not because of what you do. It's how you do it. It's how you perform, how you service, how you genuinely care for them. Makes a difference. Makes a difference. Makes a difference. Guys, if this has helped you, let me get some hearts. Let me get a heart attack on that right side. Green, green, purple, brown. All right, red, red. I drive 40 miles to a hairdresser in Philly to get my hair done. Great stuff. Appreciate that, the hair doctor. Appreciate that. Guys, I'm glad this has helped you. Share this out. I'll leave this up for a little bit because I think it's an important thing. I want to give out another shout out, guys. We still have a few seats left for this coming Monday. After Bronner Brothers weekend, Color Confidence, we had an awesome class to come through from all over the country. And we've got another set of people. Thank you, man. Love you back. Love you back, 256. Nitris, was glad to have you from Mobile. You're awesome, Ray. Thank you for that, Hair by Myri. Love what you're doing out there. Hope things are working for you out there to Obey the Crown. Hope you guys are really, really vibing and connecting. I like both of your spirits when you came out here. If anybody on here is from Baton Rouge, you know, hey, prayers up for what you guys are dealing with out there. Hopefully people are not still out there without homes. Hopefully things are getting better out there in Baton Rouge. Thank you for that, RB Styles. Hit me up on Instagram so we can follow each other, RB Styles. Thank you for you've been jumping on here a lot. We like to have people that are following on Periscope to connect with us daily. So sad, absolutely, on IG. And my name on IG, guys, is Torregano3. Probably got some stuff all on my shirt. I had some stains. Hopefully that didn't distract y'all. Awesome following you now. Thank you for that, eFabBoo, for following. Thank you for that. Guys, follow me at Torregano3 on Instagram. I'm already following you for a long time. Okay, well, add me in something so I can make sure that I'm following you back. Guys, listen. It's YouTube. We still have dozens, almost 100 probably videos on YouTube. Ray following you on IG. I follow you, absolutely. So Torregano3 is, Torregano TV on YouTube. Follow there, guys. And remember, guys, if you want to attend, we've got 2 more left, right? We had a lot of attention, a lot of ask, a lot of requests for Color Confidence. So we brought back 3. Guys, we've had 1. We had a great group to come by. Guys, Friday is going to be the last day that you can buy a ticket for this coming Monday. Guys, get your ticket because that's going to be 2 down. And then Labor Day weekend, which is already filling up, guys. It's limited seating. It's in Columbus, Georgia. It's an hour and a half south of Atlanta. This upcoming Monday at 10 o'clock is the second Color Confidence, the second run. And then Labor Day weekend on that Sunday, we're starting again at 12 o'clock. So, guys, if you're interested, let's get it locked in. Let's get it locked in. Those of you guys that came this past weekend, we had a great time. It was the first time we had done it in a while, and the information just felt very fresh. Oh, a little too far. Okay. Well, the information felt very fresh, and I'm already seeing people go back and get busy with what they're doing. You know how I feel about color. Every client is a color client. Everybody can get something. Everybody from 16 to 66. Everybody can get something. I don't care if it's a clear coat or all over 20 colors in one head. Everybody can get something, and it's your way, guys. It is your ticket to financial freedom. It is your way to get your income, guys, in the 5-figure, in the 6-figure mark. I think it is the most underused hair service, because we're just so fearful of how things might not work out. So we'd rather stick to home runs instead of learning formulation, placement, timing, developers, product difference, lightener, scaling, all those different things. And guys, we're going to talk about that. That's why the name of the class, guys, my daughter wants to come to a class. Your daughter? Oh, wow, Takia. She's a baby, right? She's in grade school, but that's crazy. So, so guys, Color Confidence is a workshop for hair colorists, but it's truly to remove all the supposed fear, all the 5 years old. Oh man, that makes me blush. Well, look, I love to have her. I tell you what, she ain't gotta come. She ain't gotta pay. She could just come hang out. She could just 5 years old. That's awesome. But yeah, man. So guys, make it out. It's in my salon space. It's very one-on-one. It's very intimate, very in your face. You can ask any questions. I try to lay it all out. It's a very family atmosphere, guys. I do believe, as much as I love the trade show, I do believe that you have to complement it with independent education. You just got to do it. You got to get out there once a quarter, once a month, really, to get out there and learn from people that understand this. I've been a colorist for 15 years. My focus has been primarily and almost exclusively to dark hair, textured hair, curly hair. And I was determined early on in my career to remove all of the fear associated with that and just simply learn it. And guess what, guys? I learned the rules, and I learned which ones I had to stick to. And I learned others that I could bend. And I learned others that I could just straight up break, right? And once you could break them, you can teach other people like, yo, that's not true. That's not so. Yes, you can get blonde. Yes, you can get blonde. No, you don't have to use bleach for blonde. Yo, permanent color. No, it won't break your hair off. No, listen, there's Olaplex now. Yo, a lot of people don't use relaxers now. There's so many new things that can make every client a color client. And when you do that, your money or your time will instantly change. You'll either get more time because you don't have to do as many clients to get your quotas, or you're going to make a ton more money. Because hair color has the potential to take your average short, your average blowout, your average wash and set, and triple the money. Triple. If you're charging $50, you can tack on a $150 hair color, a $100 hair color, easy, in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, and gain tremendous value, guys. If you had 4 hair color clients a day, and each client, because of what you did with their style and their hair color, if you got them all over $100, guys, that's a $2,000 a week. That's $400 a day with 4 clients by simply having all of them to reach triple figures. That's that's an $8,000 a month. So if you're looking to gain more income, if you're looking to gain more money in your business, you need to get out to these type of classes. Maybe you don't need to come to Color Confidence, but you need to go somewhere, because sitting at home is not going to change it. Guys, you know the motto: better hairdressers, better salons, better lives. You guys have a great night.